Is the YouTube live?
Yeah, the YouTube is live, ready to go. All right. Well, welcome to Football After Hours. Thank you for finishing your Sunday Week 16 with us. The full crew is here. Shane, Scoop, Brandon, and myself, Robert. Scoop always comes in to the show every week, and he's like, I have something to share. And my first question is always, is this Eagles related in any way, shape, or form? and so he wanted to do a stat, and I wanted to do some Trevor Lawrence stats here later. And I asked him, yo, is this an Eagles stat? And his response was, it's not holistically an Eagles stat. What does that even mean?
It's Eagles adjacent, probably.
Yes, what does that even mean? All right, go ahead, Scoop.
This week, so week 16, is the first time this season that the Oregon Ducks, the Seattle Seahawks, the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Alabama Crimson Tide all won.
Oh, Jesus, really?
It's the first time since, well, let me rephrase. It's the first time since week 10 for all those teams. And then if you add in the Washington Huskies, it's the first time all season.
That's hilarious.
Jesus.
Okay. Before that's actually so funny. What the hell? Before we actually do show stuff, I have a clip to share that made me die laughing, and I didn't even listen to the full thing. I listened to it. I didn't even listen to it. I saw the headline, and I was like, this is amazing. I already know I'm opening the show with this. This was after the Falcons-Cardinals game, which who won that game? I don't even remember because I barely want to talk about it on the show. I barely even focused on it the whole day.
The Falcons won a game by a tutty.
Okay, good. Yeah, I barely focused on it, even though I did watch it. So here's your quarterback's favorite quarterback, Jacoby Brissett, on how he preps and thinks about whenever a new center comes into the game. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Oh God!
All right, hang on. Not this. Hold on. I'm trying to make sure that this pops up. Okay.
Seeing a new center, trying to feel his butt. Really, that's all it is. Trying to make sure I got the right amount of pressure on the snaps. Tell him, hey, like it's where I'm at. We do this at practice though, so I've gotten snaps with games. I get snaps with them before a game, but obviously in the mix of the game, it's a little different, But I'm just telling them, hey, this is where I'm gonna be at. This is where my hand's gonna be, and that was pretty much it.
He wants to know how the center's butt feels, and if that's not football, I don't know what is.
Is it Mark Sanchez over there?
I mean that's
not
valid.
Wrong. Is what's
valid. Funny. But it's just, my God, you could have worded that better. you could have said in that moment, especially all the PR training that you get, you could have said in that moment, hey, when a new center comes into the game, I want to just be able to have that rapport with him, that timing with him, not feel his butt.
I wish he said as. I badly wish he said as.
Well, I'll say this. Just the way that he said that, I'm pretty sure he knew he could have gone another way and deliberately did it that way.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
100%. So I just thought that was amazingly funny. And I was like, bro, Jacoby Brissett is amazing. He's just great. Okay. We're going to do a quick in and out game for one team on our list. The New England Patriots. In or out? That's it. Brandon's out. I'm out. Shane.
I mean, in or out, like as far as what? Like,
excuse me, my throat just died all of a sudden.
You're excused.
In or out, like, would you pick them to win a Super Bowl? Let's put it that way.
I mean, I don't really want to say out because somebody has to win it. So it's like if we're just eliminating every single team in the league, then it's like, well, okay, that's just unrealistic.
That's is, but that's part of the exercise. Is part of this is unrealistic.
Yeah.
The problem is every team can win it. That's still alive in it. The problem is they all have problems that preclude them from winning it. That's the issue. Like severe problems.
I mean, this year it's insanely matchup based.
The parity is
Because
like OP this year.
Yeah.
Oh, it's beyond wild.
Yeah. Which is fun.
But we
But
don't
also-
understand anything.
It also makes our jobs more difficult because now we're like, well, what,
But see, like
what
the
do I
biggest-
say about this team?
The biggest issue is like well, what we said all year. Roster construction for them is not great. Their running game is okay, but it's not great. Like when you look at the teams last year who were like favorites, it was dominant run game, dominant quarterback, good defense, good coach, like across the board. This year, it's like how many of these teams have that, or hell, remember when we were talking about, like the Phillip Rivers Chargers, how great offense, great defense, like number 1 or 2 in both categories. Their special teams was terrible. That's
They
why
were
didn't win.
they were number 1 in both categories that year.
Yeah, and they didn't win anything because their special teams was the worst in the league. Like, certain teams just have that issue where it's like, okay, you look good in one area, but the problem is the other area is going to bite you in the ass. Like, when it comes to New England, for me, it's like, it's not so much their play that bothers me, their actual play. It's their roster's not that good. Like, they're exceeding expectations because of a really easy schedule. And the problem is when they do play anybody big or 500 or above, I think pretty much this year, it's been very tight one-score games where they've either had to come back late or they're not blowing you away. Like that's the thing. Is like when you get to the playoffs, you're not gonna win a Super Bowl if you gotta play 4 games and they're all gonna be one-score games. You're just not. It's not gonna happen. So, that was the issue we had with the
How are you
Vikings.
feeling on New England right now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, that was absolutely the issue we had with the Vikings. 100%. Scoop, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Okay, so I kind of am in a similar lane with Shane on this one, in that in just the Patriots in a vacuum, do they look or feel to me like a Super Bowl team? No. However, what they're juxtaposed against doesn't feel significantly more like Super Bowl teams for the most part than they do. And also, what we've seen in recent years, like Brandon just said, the things that have typically been major telling points of whether or not, or indicators of whether or not a team is a legitimate threat to go to and or win it, or a Super Bowl, excuse me. Again, it's the head coach, it's the roster construction, and obviously it's the quarterback. But we've also seen teams, the Bengals a few years ago were one of them, that have had a strong enough coaching and quarterback, or even just one of the two, where it kind of made up for some of the other deficiencies. And you could convince me that Mike Vrabel and Drake May are a coach and quarterback tandem that could have that type of success. So I'm kind of walking the tightrope between in and out with them right now. I'm still leaning in just because I have a dearth of other teams on whom I'm leaning in. I think at this point it's maybe 3 or 4, and I could easily talk myself out of any one of them. So I'm slightly going in right now. I see a lot of reasons why people would be out, but it's just someone has to win, and not only that, but somebody has to lose also. There's going to be 2 teams in the Super Bowl, not just one. So, from each side, there's going to be a team, and do I put them up against anybody other than maybe Denver and think that they're at an obvious disadvantage? Not really.
Yeah.
I think the Jags are better.
Yes.
I
think we saw it today.
Yeah.
Well, see, here's the thing. I know people keep talking, and again, respect to the Jaguars, because again, a lot of us, kind of almost similar to what we say about Brian Schottenheimer, a lot of us were not big fans of Liam Cohen as a head coach when he was first brought in, and it seems like he has caught some heat down there in Jacksonville, and not just because it's in Florida, but just thank you. But
did you see how hot Florida was today? It was like 80 degrees all over the entire state. That state is on
honestly,
absolute crack.
Honestly,
Sorry,
to me,
but
that's
it is.
cold. To me, that's cold for Florida. But although I guess, with it being Christmas week and all. But anyway, back to what I was saying. I do still have a couple of things with Jacksonville that were concerning me. Now, again, going into Denver and winning by 2 scores certainly makes me look at them with a little more, for lack of a better word, respect than I may have been otherwise. And again, there's no doubting that Trevor Lawrence has had a better season than, or at least has turned out to have a better season than we thought he was going to. But I don't know. I've seen him. It's kind of almost similar to how I feel about Justin Herbert, where I've seen him struggle in too many big games where I don't know. I want to see more, and that's not a major knock I have on him per se. It's kind of just more the way that it's just something I kind of want to see more. I want to see him actually have some playoff success first. But again, some of that obviously is being held back by his team and some of the horrible coaching he's had in the past as well. So I don't put all that on him, obviously.
Yeah. Shane, what are your thoughts on Jacksonville? I mean, it's much better than we expected.
Yeah, no, it is. And I mean, I don't want to look at this one game for Denver or for New England and say and overreact and go, oh, yep, they're out. It's like, it's one game. Let's relax. And it's not like, I mean, say what you want about Jacksonville. They're 11-4, so they're doing something right. And same with Baltimore. I mean, they're not the Baltimore they usually are, but they are still, 8-7 or whatever. So like, they're not terrible. Like, they can win games. So I think, yeah, I mean,
I just will point out Baltimore has the Packers on the Peacock special Saturday night. So there's that.
Yeah,
Baltimore.
Which that'll be. I feel like that's now going to be much more interesting than it should be, because
yeah.
But for injury reasons and whatnot. But anyways, yeah, no, I mean with Jacksonville, it's kind of, it reminds me a little bit of was it 22, that first year with Doug Peterson, where like in the second half of the year he just kind of seemed to unlock like this second gear with Trevor Lawrence. And I mean, I look at the Jags, it's like, I don't love their running game at all. I don't like their offensive line. I mean, I think they have some okay receivers. Brian Thomas Jr.'s been kind of underwhelming, I would say, this year. And defensively, I mean, they've got a couple guys, but it's nothing crazy. So the fact that they are 11-4 to me is very surprising.
I think it's just the collection of talent. It's not so much how they're performing; it's the
Right.
fact that
And I think it's a credit to good coaching.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Tampa Bay and their offense this year versus last. And people could say, well, there's a lot of injuries this year. They had a lot of injuries last year too. Yet that was a top 5 offense in the league. And now look at them this year. It's a mess. So yeah, I mean, my biggest thing with Liam Cohen is just it was more so just like, it was never a thing about X's and O's or anything like that. It was more so just, can this guy buy the room? And, just because he seems like such a just dorky,
Weird human.
pencil-y weird guy.
Pencil-y.
Yeah.
What kind of word is that?
Word.
Is it, you mean like a geek type person? Is that what you mean?
Just
Kind
like
of geeky. Yeah.
just like like the definition of just like a scrawny nerdy guy.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that as an insult. It's just we see guys like like Mike McDaniel, who very much fits that profile, and he, I think, has no control over his locker room. It's just a giant free for all down there. But obviously, like I said, he's doing something right, because the Jags are now 11-4, and have they clinched the division? Or are they
No.
close?
No, because
They're very close, though.
Okay.
Yeah, because Houston actually found a way to win against the flipping Raiders somehow. Oh, my God. Houston's offense is one of the worst offenses I've ever seen.
It's just they just have a defense and that's it. That's all they have.
I'm not joking. I think it's one of the worst offenses I've seen since I've watched the NFL, and I've watched the NFL since 2009. It's so bad. It is abysmally bad. Like, this is the Raiders, guys, who's about to play the greatest game in the history of the NFL, the number 1 pick battle next week against the Giants. What are we doing, people?
You're not going to win a playoff game scoring 20 points. You're just
no,
not.
You're not. You're just Brandon. Anything else on Jacksonville and New England?
The reason, and that's part of the reason why I put Jacksonville over New England as of right now. Because remember, week to week this changes because of how crazy the NFL has been this year. But
I had New England as a Super Bowl team 3 weeks ago, and now I'm out. Case in point.
Like right now, if I'm looking at, who I think the real top dog is in the AFC, I think it's Jacksonville. Because Jacksonville, for some reason, A, they're getting hot at the right time. B, they're scoring points at will. They're like, the play calling looks pretty good from what I've seen. Defense is still 10th in the league. It's still, it's barely top 10, but it's a top 10 defense. And the best part is their run defense is number 1 in the league this year, which is huge. Because if you can't run in the playoffs, you're not going to win by throwing the ball 50 times. So, there's that. I think their receiving core is not necessarily better this year than New England, but it's better talent. And then that rises to the occasion come playoff time. There's a little bit more experience there. There's a little bit more talent there. Their running game is not that bad. It's not great, but it's not that bad. Etienne's going to have a 1,000-yard season. And he's got 4.4 yards a carry, 7 touchdowns. It's not that bad. Surprising because people wrote him off, myself included. And the 1 year I don't draft him in fantasy, he's actually having a somewhat decent year. But
as fate would have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then Trevor Lawrence is actually having a really, really good year. Completion percentage not really, but lately he has been, and that's important going into the playoffs. So I think, when I look at, and honestly, even before Daniel Jones went down, Jacksonville was coming on strong, chasing Indy down in that division. So Jacksonville's been hot for a while now. So I look at that landscape in the AFC and I'm like, well, I still have the same issues with New England, but the issues that I had early on with the Jaguars are starting to fade away. So, that's why I'm slowly it was like this early on, then it was like this, and now it's like this for Jacksonville. So it's like, the only thing to me that could stop Jacksonville is, hey, which version of Trevor Lawrence are you going to get? You're going to get the guy that throws 3 picks in the game, or you're going to get the guy that throws, 4 touchdowns, no picks, and they win by 3 scores. It's like, it's kind of like Jekyll and Hyde because he's got double-digit picks this year. So, the Broncos, like if I'm looking at this all right now, Steelers, I don't care. I don't care that I don't. Chargers, once again, that defense. Now listen, for all the crap we've given them over the years, that defense. Now that Justin Herbert hasn't been fantastic, but now that he actually has a defense, I would almost pick the Chargers over New England at this point, just because that defense is top 3 in the NFL this year. So you give him a defense, and with how Quentin Johnston's balling out, Ladd McConkey, they have a decent rookie tight end, they have a decent running game. O-line's not great, but they've got enough there. Plus it's like, I would love to see a Harbaugh versus Vrabel matchup. I would love that if we can somehow get that. But Bills, I'm done. That defense is god awful. It's one of the worst in football. Texans have a defense, no offense. But right now, if I'm looking at teams in the AFC that are on New England's level, it's the Chargers, it's the Jaguars, and I don't think it's the Broncos anymore. I mean, they're still 1-2 in the AFC, but I don't think the Broncos are good enough offensively. And their defense got killed today. So Jaguars and Chargers to me are the two best teams in the AFC. As crazy as that is to say, given where the Broncos and Patriots were all year. Right now, as of this current moment, I'm favoring the Chargers and Jaguars a little more.
Mm-hmm. Scoop, what's your overview of the AFC right now?
Well, I will add also that I think something that I had written in the power rankings was that while I didn't love anything about Jacksonville, they also have a rare trait in which I don't actually really see any major specific glaring hole area where it looks like I look at that and I think that could be easily their Achilles heel in the playoffs. So perhaps this is the year where just don't suck anywhere is going to be, what helps the team get to, in February. And it's quite possible, because obviously depth and well-rounded rosters obviously are very important. In terms of landscape, in terms of the broader NFL, if I pull, I'm going to pull up the playoff picture here because the graphic that I have, unfortunately, is not updated for today's.
So many teams clinched because of that Steelers game.
Yeah,
so many teams.
Yeah, so it's just everything is out of date for what I'm looking at here. So the teams that have clinched are the Broncos and the Patriots on that side, and then we've got the Jaguars, Steelers, Chargers, Bills, and Texans, and then they've got the Colts and the Ravens on the bubble. I'm not looking at them.
They're out. They're pretty much out based on here.
So by process of elimination, I mean, I want to like the Texans more than I do, but I just again, CJ Stroud looks like he was not the pop that we thought he was, or that he looked like he could be at the very beginning of either last season or the year before.
Beginning of his career, his rookie season. Really?
Yeah, I just can't remember if his rookie season was last year or the year before.
He's in year 3. Yes, yeah.
Okay, yeah, my bad. The Bills I've talked about ad nauseum. The Chargers, again, I've said a couple of times. Even though I am not a believer in Justin Herbert, Jim Harbaugh has had a history of being able to let quarterbacks have their weaknesses minimized and whatnot, during the playoffs, because obviously he's a very run defense, that type of coach. And then if you have him in a position where you can hit the risk with him and, have him throw 17 times, maybe as opposed to 35 times, maybe that's something that they think that they can get by doing. I still struggle to pick them as a favorite, just again because I just have seen Herbert come in between too many times. I still do have the belief in Denver just because I watched that first, and I also think that they have they've shown me the most this year, I think, in terms of what I would want to see from a playoff team. I would probably still have Denver at 1. I would probably move Jacksonville into 2 now, and then 3 would be probably whoever's hotter between LA and New England.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Really quick.
I'm with Scoop.
You're with Scoop on this, Shane?
Well,
I'm glad to see that I've somewhat swayed people here. I'm glad.
no, I think I'm still Denver 1, New England 2. I'm not going to look at one bad game for these two and throw away everything else that they've done up to this point. And it's not like Denver lost. I mean, they lost by 2 scores to Jacksonville, who's 11-4.
It was much closer than 2 scores, by the way.
Yes,
it was much closer than the result would indicate.
It's not like they lost by 2 scores to Tennessee or something,
Chiefs. Chiefs.
Well,
I can't believe I picked them. I was debating
that's a
last
whole other
night.
situation.
I was debating last night to switch my pick overnight, and I didn't do it because I was like, you know what? Tennessee is still Tennessee. They'll still find a way to throw interceptions. And I was like, oh, well, never mind. That's out the window.
I will say I think the differentiator for me with Shane when it comes to the Patriots is that I already was cynical on the Patriots roster before this week. I think that's what makes me feel a little different about that.
Yeah.
And that's fair. But I think Jags for me are 4th. 3rd for me in the AFC right now is the Chargers. Because you talked about how Jacksonville has the great rushing defense. Well, the Chargers are one of the best rushing offenses in the league. Mm-hmm. And I just think, as far as matchups go, I think they're kind of Jacksonville's worst nightmare.
But this is the thing too. If you have a good rushing, it can go either way. If you have a good rushing defense, if you have a number 1 rushing defense against top 3 rushing offense, it's like usually what that tells me is you're forcing Justin Herbert to throw the ball more, and if you're forcing him to throw the ball more, it's more mistakes.
That's kind of my issue with the Chargers right now.
Yeah,
I mean,
I also don't love their defense. I mean, they gave up some big plays today against the Cowboys. And I was like, what is happening right now?
Cowboys are a good offense.
Yeah, they are. I'm not dissuading that.
Me too much.
But Ryan Flournoy, who, I mean, he has had a good year. I'm not denying he hasn't had a good year. He's had an amazing last month. But what are we doing?
When you don't game plan for a team's wide receiver 3 or 4, they're going to find them.
He's like their wide receiver 2 right now, weirdly, for how good he's playing. He's been that good. It's really weird. The NFC is stupid, and it's because of one stupid division. Seeding to be determined. I know how, Brandon, you feel about your Eagles in the 3 seed and all that stuff. Let's ignore that for now. Teams that have clinched the playoff spot just by seeding right now. 1, Seattle. 2, Chicago. Indiana Bears, maybe. Hopefully not. Just saying.
It sounds
3,
so bad.
I know. 3, Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
5, Rams. 6, 49ers. What number is missing?
4, because that NFC South is garbage.
And that's 4 for some stupid flipping reason. Genuinely, really, I'm just going to round table this really quick. I was watching that Panthers game this morning, and I was like, halfway through the game, I was like, wait, I don't care about either of these teams. Because they're going to get roasted.
It doesn't matter who wins that division. They're going to get killed in the wild card game. They're going to get killed.
Yeah.
It does not matter.
Scoop?
This feels so bizarre to say. But I'm less... Let me start that sentence over. I would hold less belief in the Buccaneers right now than I would in the Panthers. And
I think that's accurate.
And I don't think I would hold any belief in the Panthers either, except for the fact that I just saw them take down a team that they would face in the playoffs a couple weeks ago. So,
in what felt kind of fluky though, doesn't that still feel fluky?
You know what
I-
else is really bad with the Buccaneers too. Just to add to Scoop's point about the confidence level here, is that having the Bucks lost 6 of their last 7 now.
Oh God, not
Yeah,
6-7.
I think so. Oh,
Yeah,
Probably
Yeah,
because I think
but
last week I think it was 5 out of
something
6.
like that.
But
Yeah.
now, and I'll fully straight up. I did not get to watch the Panthers Rams game. I was at the Cleveland game that weekend. But
it was
So
ugly
I
for
didn't-
the Rams. I'll say that it was ugly.
yeah, so everything that I know is from a combination of the box score, Pro Football Focus, and the deep dive research that I've done since then. So it's not from game tape. Let me just make that clear. So if anybody's saying, if anyone's thinking like eye test or things of that nature, I have nothing from that whatsoever. So let me just make that caveat as I say any of this. But we talk recently, or not recently. We talk, as we get late in the regular season, as Brandon disappears, that we're like, I wish I had seen this, right? Like so many teams that we say like don't have that game or that win on their ledger. The Panthers have it. So that's why I'm just looking at this and I'm thinking, yeah, that division's crap. Yeah, probably would bet that if you had to bet in order which division you think is most likely for the Super Bowl representative from the NFC to come out of, I think it would probably be one of the divisions, 50 feet of crap, and then the NFC South. But to win 1 week, I don't know that I would put it past the Panthers to win at least a wild card game. I wouldn't think that I would expect them to make a run and be a threat in the NFC Championship game per se.
Can I pause you really quick? Let me just throw this at you.
What's that?
Do you think the Panthers can beat the Niners today?
Can beat the Niners today?
Yeah, just the 49ers.
Can you give me like 5 seconds to check something real quick?
Yeah,
You didn't
Because
ask
I-
me, but I'm saying no.
I'm saying no. Also, yeah.
exactly. I was just asking Scoop, and I know he would all say no. I'm
Well,
saying the 49ers right now. Now, everyone else I'm
I
ignoring.
know, just I haven't watched the 49ers since the game that I was at against Cleveland.
Well, guess what? We're going to watch them tomorrow night.
Okay.
So,
Okay. So I'll say this. I would have said no definitely several weeks ago because obviously the Panthers did lose to them in week 12. I think it would be a competitive game, and it may come down to, for me, is the game in Carolina or San Francisco.
I mean, it would be in Carolina.
It's going to be in Carolina. Yeah, I mean,
You're asking a playoff scenario. I'm sorry, I thought you were
Yes,
just asking.
that's what I'm asking. Yes.
My bad. So
It's
Yeah,
a tight
I would-
game for sure.
It's
Yeah,
tighter than you would think. I'm not denying that either.
Would I take them to win? Probably not. But your question having been, can they win? I think the answer is yes.
I think that's a fair answer. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, ESPN, but take the AFC South winner game as the first game on Saturday. Please, for God's sake, just end the misery of whatever that game's going to be. Brandon, I'm going to go to you
NFC
again. 'cause-
South?
NFC
Yeah, the
South.
NFC South. My God, I'm losing brain cells thinking about that division. Genuinely, I hate that division. Brandon, I'm going to lead you on this because this is going to run through like almost half our games for the week and the college football playoff. So I'm just going to give you one word for that entire thing. Kickers. Go.
Yep. Because that's what I told you. I said there's one word to describe this weekend, and it's kicking because they all suck. I mean, God, man, it's one thing to have a kicker missing 2 kicks in a game where it's like, hurricane force winds and it's a 60-yard field goal. But even with strong wind, you can't miss a 30-something yard field goal. You can't. You shouldn't be missing 30, 40-something. You shouldn't. Like, I mean, if anybody, God, you want bad kicking? Go watch the Miami and A&M game. Go watch how bad and how awful those kickers are. Mind you, they're getting NIL deals. and they can't kick a football.
I genuinely, when you said you want to see bad kicking, I genuinely thought you were going to go and give Jake Elliott a.
Oh, because I'm going to get there. Because I'm going to get
Grab the
there.
popcorn, unless you're like me and don't like popcorn.
Because it's like, it's just like, that's bad enough, like, and then even today, listen, Tyler Loop is a rookie for the Ravens, but didn't he miss that 56-yarder short?
By the way,
short?
Tyler Loop, and I could be wrong, maybe he's made one or two. Tyler Loop hasn't made a 50-plus yarder all year.
Yeah, that's just not. I mean, listen, they had no other choice. They didn't expect Justin Tucker to be what he was, but like at the same time, man, how are you a kicker? How are you the next best option to a team, and you can't make anything outside of 40 and in?
I'm sorry, Scoop and Brandon, but that reminds me. I don't think he's going to win the job. He probably won't because he hasn't won the job all year in other kicking competitions. Justin Tucker will be in Philly this week for a workout.
That's going to scare the hell out of me.
I'm very confident he will be on a workout.
I don't get.
Back up. Just real quick. Are you hypothesizing this, or is this something that you read?
No, I'm hypothesizing it, but I'm also putting like 100% confidence in it. Because the Eagles are going to have to work out kickers this week, bare minimum. They're going to have to bring someone in.
It can't go on like this. Like this is.
I would literally rather bring back Caleb Sturgis or Cody Parkey.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. So would I. Or you know what? Hey, Dicker the kicker, you filled in one game for Jake Elliott. You want to come back at some point after the season? Can we still?
I checked to see. Now I don't even know if this is a thing that teams do or not. But I checked to see if we had any kickers on our practice squad. We don't.
No.
Oh no, teams do that from time to time, but no,
God, man, like it's crazy how 2 years ago we were calling Jake Elliott one of the top 3 kickers in the NFL, and the last 2 years
because he was
one of the worst the last 2 years.
Life comes at you fast.
Like one year I can excuse that's an anomaly, but this year again to be even worse than what you were last year, which was already pretty bad, and. He's sitting there.
I'm wondering if he has like a degenerative hip condition or something, like something that's genuinely gotten worse with age.
They asked him. They said, I believe they asked him, is it mental? And he said, no. How is it not mental? You were automatic 2-3 years ago.
That's another thing that makes me wonder. There's got to be something physically underlying there that develops with age because nothing else makes sense.
Yeah, I'm willing to forgive a kicker for missing a kick badly, but the problem is he didn't just miss one, left, right, and short, whatever. Like it wasn't like it was like an accuracy. It wasn't the accuracy. It wasn't like it was
3 because he had a chance to redo one, and he missed them all the same damn direction.
It was the same thing. It was literally the same exact.
He pulled all 3, and it's like It's one thing to like. This was a guy who, ever since that Giants game, he kicked 61 yards. I mean, listen, he didn't have a ton of leg on it, but he was young at that time. He's kicked, well from 50, 60 a bunch of times since then. But, I mean, hell, look at the freaking 60-yarder he drilled against Buffalo to send them into overtime through the wind and rain. Like I know this guy is a great kicker underneath all this, but for 2 years to be this bad it's enough already. You're like, yeah, you have a Super Bowl record for I think it's most points in a Super Bowl, I believe. I think he has it. But thank you for showing up in the big games, but you are going to be the reason we don't get to a big game. If we need a big kick out of you come playoff time, you're going to be the reason we don't get there. So but it's just like, but between his performance, I mean, Tyler Loop missing a 56-yarder today, and I mean, conditions are not that bad at this time of year in Baltimore for that game, and you're missing it short, 56. I can see if you missed it, and it missed wide or whatever, but you didn't even get close. You missed it short. And then, like I said, with those college kickers all this weekend, then you had last week, or the week before with Ohio State, the kicker missing 27. He Blair Walshed it in a dome. Like, what the hell is going on? Make your kick. You are paid millions of dollars to do one job. Make the kick, please. Especially when it's easy.
I would also say for teams like Philly that are dealing with this and heading into whatever they end up doing in playoff season, get ready for a lot more fourth down attempts to convert.
Oh,
if they because
If they keep him, yeah.
we've seen that this year already with teams going for it on fourth down.
No,
Way
I know.
more this year.
I mean, we were one of the first teams that did that, going back under when Coach Peterson was still here. But I'm saying,
Yeah.
like, get ready for that to become even more of the norm than it's already been in Philly. Because I mean, he used to be called, Jake the Make, and it was, but and they were going for fourth on a high clip with him in being that. Now you take him out of that equation. I'm willing to bet that from here, that henceforth, they're going to be either the top or one of the top couple fourth down attempting teams in the NFL.
Do you know?
I have an amazing stat. Sorry to interrupt, Brandon. I have an amazing stat from this weekend. Are you ready? Are you guys ready for this?
Yeah.
The Seahawks, Thursday Night Football, the Bears, Saturday, and the Patriots, Sunday Night Football, all overcame fourth quarter deficits of 10-plus points to win in primetime in Week 16. First week since at least 2000 with 3 such primetime comebacks. 6 such primetime comebacks in 2025 are the most in an NFL season since at least 2000.
The script writers are cooking. They're cooking.
I will say I hope this year isn't scripted, because if so, the injuries that they are inflicting on people are absolutely just
horrible.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Especially the Green Bay Packers. My God, like I said I don't remember if it was our group chat or another group chat, but like, are they literally made of cheese up there? Because now they're on a fourth string.
Yeah, you said on our group chat.
Now they're on a fourth string.
Oh, and I've got one more sound bite just to end the whole kicking thing, and this because Dan Quinn is a loser.
Oh my God! I know where you're going with this. What up?
Because he's complaining about us going for 2 late in the fourth. Would you send your kicker out there who just missed 3 field goals in a game? I didn't think so.
I think you have more problems to worry about. Wait. 4-11.
Wait, but here's my issue. It's a PAT.
Doesn't matter. I don't trust Jake at all at this point. Doesn't matter.
I guess.
I would.
Scoop, do you have any Alabama words?
So it's par for the course, because there's, in different group chats in which I've been over the years, there's just a running gag that as soon as I start shit talking, for lack of a better word, a player or a team or whatever, all of a sudden they get hot. Sure enough, sure as shucks, I went on Facebook the other day when we were down 17-0, and I said, LMAO, this team does not deserve to be here, or doesn't look like they deserve to be here, something of that nature.
You pulled a me. I'm so proud of you.
And Bama proceeds to outscore them 34-7 the rest of the way.
Yeah,
that block punt literally changed your fortune the rest of the
block
game.
Punt,
yeah.
and I would say also the decision to go for it on fourth, that in that one scenario, but it's just and moreover, like, I had a decent feeling that we were going to win going into the game regardless, but to see it,
so did we all. Yeah,
but my point being, you could have easily convinced somebody that they would win like 17-14 or whatever. To see them put up 34 on a solid Oklahoma defense, that made me feel a lot better about this team's viability going into the CFP. Because I mean, the thing that people were concerned about were Ty Simpson, was the offense in general, because that's mostly what had where we had sputtered in the 3 games that we lost. So to see it be not only a victory, and not only I won't go so far as to say convincing victory, but I will say reassuring victory, but to have it be heavily led by an offensive resurgence, that I think is probably the best part of it that I saw, just from a football standpoint, because it, I think, at least quelled some concerns about perhaps one of the biggest questions that people had about Bama as to why they even would exist or wouldn't exist within the CFP conversation to begin with.
Brandon, I'm sorry. I don't have any Oregon stuff for you. You played James Madison. You won.
That's fine.
We'll see you next week.
I do want to say I want to respond to people like, oh, you let James Madison put up 34 on you. I don't care. We won the game. It's the CFP. Style points are for regular season. CFP, win the game. Doesn't matter. And not just that, but they put in their backups when the score was 48-13. Like I think it was like late in the third quarter. I'm like, I don't care that our backups gave up 20-something points. They're not going to play next week. So do I care? No. Was the game over? Yeah. The game was over at halftime. I don't care. They won the game. Win next week.
Yeah, that you should beat Texas Tech next week, to be fair. I am still trying to look up what the ratings were for TNT yesterday, because I am telling you they were bonkersly awful. I'm very confident they were terrible.
What a great phrase.
I've never heard bonkersly used as an adverb before.
Well, because ESPN like completely smoked TNT and said, hey, take both of the group of 5 games, you plebs. Like, what? During NFL games.
We got bonkers.
Great.
We got bonkersly and plebs in the same paragraph.
I'm actively trying to look up what the ratings were. They'll probably come out tomorrow or Tuesday, and I can't wait to talk about them on the show because they were either surprisingly good or incredibly shit. And either one is going to be amazing. Shane, anything else on the kicking?
No, I just don't understand why in the pros and I guess college in general, or what, why they don't recruit soccer players more.
Thank you.
That's actually funny. That's a good thought.
I mean, when you look at all the best kickers, they always have soccer backgrounds. Not always, but
Brandon
usually.
Aubrey as a goalie.
Yeah,
but the thing is that, like, I know this as somebody who has played and coached and been around the game for a while. No football coach knows how to kick a ball. I mean, it's that's not our thing.
There's no kicking coach. Put it that way.
No, the kicking coach is the special teams coach, but they don't care about the kicking. They care about the lining up and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Right. The alignments and everyone's assignments and everything. Yeah. So that's like, and I know this from experience. The kicker is almost always just like, okay, who on the team wants to kick? And someone's like, can I try it? And then we just let them try it. And it's like, okay, good enough. Like that's just how it goes. Or there'll be a guy who's like, I want to kick. And it's like, have you ever played soccer? No. It's like, okay, well. I mean, it's, yeah. So anyways.
You know what's crazy? Like,
what?
I have friends who play soccer. So some of whom you guys know. I've played football with them and I've played soccer with them. They can kick a football or a soccer ball a mile and it cuts through the wind.
Yeah.
See?
Like it literally, I don't understand why you can't. And the thing is, there's more money, I think, to be made, like, professionally, probably in the NFL being a kicker than there is in the MLS, in the United States.
Oh, much more.
Mm-hmm.
So
much more.
So if you can convince a soccer kid, hey, you want to try this and see if you're good at it, and if he's good at it, we'll let him kick. He's not going to get hit. He's a kicker. Like, he doesn't worry about getting hit. Just kick the damn ball as hard and as as accurate as you can.
Yeah, that was what we did when I was in high school. Schaefer, Robert, you might remember him, but
yeah,
he was a really good soccer player, and the soccer season's in the spring, and football is obviously in the fall. So, so we went up to him and we were like, hey, do you want to come be a kicker for the football to just like stay in shape and
And start, by
And-
the way.
right, and he was like, sure, and
It wasn't bad, by the way.
no, he was amazing. He
He missed a
made-
few kicks at sometimes when I was there, but nothing too crazy.
he missed. I don't think he missed any his senior year, but I think his senior year he was like 9 for 9 for
That's a
on
lot
field goals
for a high school kicker.
that were no on
Yeah.
field goals that were 40 plus yards.
Oh my god.
And he made one from I think 52. So,
That's impressive for a high school kicker. That's impressive.
right.
That's crazy.
No, I know, but that's the thing. And I think he got an offer to kick at some college. I don't know if he took it or not, but
I don't think he
Hey,
did.
like-
I think he played soccer.
yeah, no, that's right. But anyways, it's like, and he was, I mean, he was just any average soccer player. And he comes in and does that, and is like, "Wow, it's amazing!" And for him, it's just like, yeah,
I'm used to it. Yeah.
It's a game next Thursday night.
yeah.
Do you guys want a interesting college football clip that I found this weekend before we do the Kirk
Yeah.
Cousins thing?
Always.
So Kenny Dillingham, I believe, is his first name Kenny, the Arizona State head coach?
I'm pretty sure.
Is it Kenny Dillingham?
I don't know.
Anyway,
Never met the guy. I don't
Yes,
know.
it is Kenny.
He
yes, it is
re-signed-
Kenny Dillingham.
It
It
is
is.
Kenny.
It is.
It is Kenny. I always get confused. There's too many Dillinghams in football, who are coaches and stuff. There's way too many.
How
So
many do you
he,
know?
like 6 of them,
I don't.
I can't,
and they're all like
I can't-
college
I can't
coaches.
think of one other one.
There's like a Rob. There's Kenny. There's like I don't remember. There's like a few more. Anyway, so he re-signed with Arizona State this weekend. Very significant, just because he was, linked very heavily with the Michigan job. He's probably not going to take that now. Whatever. So he made this very. I get why he made this plea, but it's also remarkably funny at the same time. Here's him talking about NIL deals, and it was genuinely like just funny for some reason. All right, here we go.
We need to find one of these really rich people in this city to step up and stroke a check, and I'll do everything I can to make you the most famous person in the city. Right? That's really what we need. We need one person. We live in Phoenix, Arizona. You're telling me there's not one person who can stroke a $20 million check right now? There is somebody out here who can. There's somebody who can. There's somebody. And like other people are going to sacrifice to be here. Somebody step up and be that dude to say, holy cow, what completely changed it? This person. There's somebody out there that's going to listen to this, that's going to get it forwarded it. If you know somebody who can do it, forward this message to somebody. Somebody can step up and completely take this place from the direction it's going to holy cow. And it's right here in the city.
Now, first off, using the word stroke to get money sounds a little bit like a bad idea. But he's not. But the thing is, he's not wrong.
No.
And I think that's what's amazing about this.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, Phoenix is I think the 5th largest population of
Yeah.
any city in America. So
Something like that. I know it's in the top 7.
yeah, so I mean, it's yeah, he's right. There's got to be somebody. Like, I know. Plus, Phoenix also does have a lot of like older adults.
That's what I was
because
thinking of.
people
A lot of
like
retirees.
yeah, people like to retire there, so obviously they have more money than younger people usually.
Hopefully.
Yeah, unless
here-
you're like an
here-
influencer or something. But
Oh yeah. Sorry to interrupt him, but here are a few guys they suggested. Phil Mickelson, interesting. A NASCAR guy, so I forgot his name, and the heir to the U-Haul throne.
I
Random.
I don't know why I didn't even think about that. That U-Haul has a successor apparently.
U-Haul. Shane, anything else? Sorry to interrupt there, but I thought that was
No.
funny.
No, that's all.
Yeah. So
We only care about Phil Mickelson there.
U-Haul, baby. Give him a call. Anything, Brandon, Scoop, on that amazing clip?
Good lord.
Well,
Let's stroke a check,
well,
baby.
well, it's. I'm glad you played that because I had read it. Like I had read the quote. I didn't realize there was a video clip of it or an audio clip of it. So I really appreciated being able to hear that.
Isn't it funnier than you reading
Yes,
it?
absolutely.
It's awesome. Because could you imagine if Coach O had said that?
Bro, I was literally
Like,
I had Coach O's name typed into my freaking browser thingy to check something literally as you said that.
like that's like but think about that. Like it. This is why we always say that there's a difference between what you say and how you say it. And in this case, how he said it is a lot better than what he said.
Coach Orgeron could read the phone book and it would be freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
And honestly, they could get more than $20 million with, as Shane said, the right amount of people in Arizona. For sure. All right. We were going to do this on Thursday, but the game went into overtime, so we didn't do it. Kirk Cousins said something interesting. I think basically the Falcons reporters were talking about just like how football has changed over the last 5 to 10 years. And Kirk Cousins, for some reason, got involved in the conversation. And my immediate thought was, Shane needs to explain this in English, or else I don't know what to do. So here was Kirk Cousins earlier in the week. Gonna really quickly get this to work.
These
All right.
really
This week's conversation about progression versus coverage reads and all that.
No, but I'd love to get into it. I can get on this soapbox if you want me to. Like I can get on this
This is what we're
because I lived the transfer. I lived the jump.
right.
So I came into the league, even at Michigan State, it was you see coverage and you pick a side and you basically take 5 eligibles down to 2, down to your check down. And so you cut the field in half, and it was I got single high. I'm going, outside the red line to inside to my back. And you're really only thinking about 3 eligibles because the other 2 over here were meant for split safety, and I got single high. And so it kind of protected you. And then sometimes you would alert that.
You're like already pausing me.
All right.
Okay, so this is what he's saying. Basically,
Sorry,
he's
my
no,
apologies.
you're
I'm
good.
just trying to get to the part that you.
Oh, my bad. So he's explaining how quarterbacks used to read defenses by identifying coverages pre-snap. And you can do it by cutting the field in half. But modern defenses disguise coverage so well that approach, doesn't really work anymore. So now it has to happen post-snap. And so you shift to a pure progression where you just assign guys beforehand. Okay, that's 1, 2, and then as the
That's
play
my
develops-
reads.
Right. But so like when he says like, okay, here's an example play. So, sorry, I'm just scoot over here.
Move your chair.
I know, sorry. So as you can see, I mean, the right side, I didn't even give them routes because you're getting rid of half the field, right? So if the defense is showing cover 1, like right here, okay?
Is this just cover
So-
1 robber, or is this just straight cover 1?
Just basic cover 1, because if it was cover, it would be
Okay.
2 deep safeties that would come down.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, so what was I going to say? Oh yes. So what he says, I got single high. I'm going outside the red line, so that means outside the numbers. So you're looking at X. If it's single high, you're either going to have cover 1 or cover 3. So if it's cover 1, you're going X, Okay, because that's outside the red line. So he says, I got single high, I'm going outside the red line to inside F. Okay. If it's cover 3, right? Because if it's cover 3, field side corner, where's my black marker? Here it is. Because if it's cover 3, field side corner is going deep like that. So then that takes away X, but you can still get it to F. So from outside the red line to inside, and he says to my back, the running back, for a check down, basically. We're going to assume he's doing like a wheel route, maybe flat, Texas, whatever. So, and that way, it makes coverage a lot, or, diagnosing the defense a lot easier, because, you're just thinking of 2 or 3 things. Now, where it gets tricky is...
Do you want to play the rest of it before you go to that part? Because this might tie in.
Yes.
Okay. Let me pull it back up really fast and get to the part they need to get to. Instagram needs to do a better job of being able to swipe through these, because oh my god, it's insanely awful. Instagram, fix your app. By the way, you broke it. You broke it last week, and I'm not happy with it.
that by moving the rails.
I still can't get used to
it. I hate it, dude.
I
swipe and I accidentally play a reel on the show that I don't mean
Same
to.
here. It irritates the ever-loving crap out of me.
Yep. Okay, hang on. I'm going to go 40 seconds in.
Other side, if you got pressure, so you'd be like, I'm working this route versus split safety or pressure. If I get single high, no pressure, then I work the other side. So that was everything was, single high, split safety, pressure, quarters, off, bump, man zone, all these things. But what happened was defenses got so good at this that I would be so stressed going into games the whole.
Yep.
So right there, he's talking about other coverages. So he says quarters. Do you guys know what that means?
4 high. It's 4 really high zones, basically.
Usually it is.
It's a deep.
Cover
it's
4.
Deep. Yeah, it's deep. It's cover 4.
So, so the other, read that they would make is, so if you have the one safety up high would have been cover 1 or cover 3. However, if you have 2 safeties, it's going to be cover 2 or cover 4. Usually, in the old days, that's how it happened. This is what it was like when I played. Not so much now. So, so it's the same kind of, the same kind of progression. So if you're in cover 2, because he says these when he says something about it's like they're meant to be split safety.
Yeah.
What he means by that is if they're, where did I put my wipe? Here's my wipe.
Your dude wipe.
If they are
Push, sponsored by Dude Wipes.
No,
it's actually sponsored.
I know it is.
If they're in cover 2 or cover 4, a lot of times, the guys are going to run seams, digs, crossing routes. So we'll just give it one of those. So if you're in cover 2 or cover 4, right, now you're going to want to hit this guy because the middle is going to be open. That's what he means by the split safety look. And so essentially for cover 1 or 3, when there's single high safety, you're going outside in. For cover 2 or cover 4, when you have 2 safeties, you're going inside out. That's how it was always taught. And then you're just only looking to one side, the play side, and then the other side is not relevant.
Yeah. All right. Do you want me to continue from there?
Yeah, I don't think there's a ton after that, but
I mean, it's more your second piece of this is how it's changed.
Okay.
I can get on this soapbox. Single high, no pressure, then I work the other side. So that was everything was, single high, split safety, pressure, quarters, off, bump, man zone, all these things. But what happened was defenses got so good at disguising it that I would be so stressed going into games going, the whole game plan's built on, is it single high or split safety? And I can't see if it's single high or split safety. Like these defenses are just making it muddy until I'm 3 steps into my drop. So coaches started to realize, like, if we ask the quarterback to do that, it's going to be really hard because defenses know that's the game we're playing. They're not going to let us play it. So then it started to become, let's just give you pure progressions and let's just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then, that has its pros and cons. I remember when Kevin O'Connell was bringing a lot of pure progression reads back to him with me from LA back to Minnesota. It was like, whoa, like I got to get back to the dagger backside after already exhausting this progression. Like that's a lot. I mean, in my mind, like I'm used to kind of simplifying it and cutting the field in half. So, had to kind of work through that and get to where that was more natural. And then there's a lot of positives of it too, where you're not stressing as much during the week about what if I can't see coverage, because you say, well, it's okay. I don't have to see coverage. Seeing it can be a benefit, but it's more after the snap, where are they going? And I can just kind of progress through. But there's no doubt with the way the pass rush is, if you truly try to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you're going to get sack fumbled a lot. So there's still a level of, it's pure progression, but like I got to rule him out pretty quick here so I can get to the backside because that guy's coming around the hump quick.
All right. So how has it changed, basically, is the second part of this.
So now we'll have a lot of situations, and we saw this a lot. This really kind of became popular in the kind of like the Legion of Boom days. There were guys that did this, like like Troy Polamalu kind of did a little bit of this where he would mix up coverages, but it really didn't start to catch on until like 2012, 13, 14, where, you'd have 2 deep safeties, for instance, right? But then, so you're thinking, okay, it's going to be cover 2 or cover 4, but then let's say the strong side safety comes down in here. So now it's cover 1, or it could be cover 3 as well, field side corner and rover corner, playing deep, right? This is, the Legion of Boom, this was their bread and butter right here. Cam Chancellor coming and patrolling this deep middle, and then having these, corners like Sherm that were really smart, cerebral players covering these big zones, and then, Earl Thomas playing center field. So now, instead of it being, okay, I'm going to, if it's cover 1, I'm going to this guy. If it's cover 2, I'm going here. Now it's all happening post-snap, okay? He's 1. If he's not there, then I go to 2. If he's not there, then I go to 3. If he's not there, then I go to 4.
He's not going to have time to come back. He's not going to have time to come back around. He's going to get hit.
But that's part of it. Like once you hit 3, you kind of have to hit him. It has to come out because D lines are way too good now.
Yeah,
that you just can't.
And this is the problem. Like this is what Brady has always talked about like how the game has become too simplified, and this is what he means by that, because now it's not necessarily quarterback's fault. It's just because the way defenses have evolved, where all the thinking happens post snap, which is, which is kind of, or not all, but like, you still want to have an idea, obviously, of where you're going, and just looking at the cover, looking at their formation and their alignment, and thinking, okay, what could they be doing here? But at the end of the day, it's like a lot of that has been taken away because it's just, here's your progression.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter what they're doing, and that's why a lot of that's why a lot of like a lot of teams are opting for bringing in like old veteran guys who are way past their prime as like backups versus younger guys who have way higher ceilings, but they just don't understand this, so that's the gist of what Kirk was saying. And it's a real thing. It took me a while to figure it all out too. Because when I was playing, it wasn't that involved. But then when I started coaching, we were sitting in defensive meetings and they were like, okay, here's the, and I was like, whoa, what the hell are you guys talking about? Like at first, I've caught on to it now, of course, but because it's been a few years, but yeah, at first it was definitely, I had a Kirk moment where I was just sitting there in the meeting room and they were like, oh, does this make sense? And I was just like, yeah, uh-huh. And then I'm just looking at the playbook like, what? But then eventually I got it. But yeah.
Because the thing with Brady though, and he's always talking about this as well, he's always said that like part of the reason, obviously he's talked about how he took care of his body, well beyond his years with his team and all that stuff. But he talked about the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl, and he's like, I knew what they were doing pre-snap 100 out of 100 times. Because he just has this knowledge that...
Because he's seen everything.
Right.
Because you think about his high school years, college days, NFL, between practices and games, and...
film...
you know how many times that guy's been under center taking a snap, looking at a defense? Hundreds of thousands.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's, yeah. But a lot of, even though there's disguises and things that teams put in, there's, you can still see patterns in what they do based on how you line up, or based on what the offense gives them. Even you might get to the line and it looks like they're in cover 2, but you could sit there and go, okay, but a lot of times when offense comes out in this, in this flex left stack formation, they go to they transition from 2 to cover 3, so I might be anticipating that, and then that happens. But yeah, so that's, it's this is why it makes me laugh. This is totally separate, but when people say that, it's like, oh, he's a football player, he's not very bright. It's like, in order to be successful at the NFL level, you have to be pretty smart.
Yeah, you got to know what the hell you're doing.
Which blows my mind when these guys piss their money away on stupid things.
No, for real.
Or go to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's that's different. That's just lack of common sense, not like processing ability, and
Yeah.
But yes, I agree.
Yeah.
So,
Can't believe OBJ said he couldn't live off $100 million.
That pissed me the hell off.
Oh, yeah, cry me a river.
Because of taxes, dude?
Okay, move to Dubai where they don't have taxes.
Especially when
there you go.
Like,
go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, and then taxes. When you're wealthy, taxes really don't affect you. So it's his fault. He blew the money. On top of that, you're one of the most marketable wide receivers, marketable football players of the 2010s. Stop that. Stop.
I gotta look up what he said because I thought it was really interesting.
Oh, it's so bad. What he said
It's
makes
bad,
no sense.
but like, it's bad. But I kind of got what he said. But at the same time, I was like, dude, this is really weird. I was like, what the hell? Okay,
it's like Adrian Peterson. Adrian Peterson said he's broke. Yeah, because you spend it on stupid things, and you wonder why you're broke.
Here we go.
$1 in my account right here today as we speak. I'm going to be straight for the rest of my life. No question, right? I don't think everybody is in that. And when you've sacrificed your whole life to get here, and you're like, yeah, I played 10 years in the league. And I always explain this to people, like, bro, you give somebody a 5-year, $100 million contract, right? What is it really? It's 5 years for 60. You're getting taxed. Do the math. That's 12 a year, that you have to spend, use, save, invest, flaunt, like whatever, however, just being real. I'm going to buy a car. I'm going to give my mama a house. I'm going to do everything costs money. So if you're spending $4 million a year, that's really $40 million over 5 years, 8 a year, and now you start breaking down the numbers. It's like, that's a 5-year span of where you're getting $8 million. Can you make that last forever? And you always hear the people who ain't us and ain't been in the position like, oh, well, that would last a lifetime of $1 in my account.
Because yes, it will. You don't have to buy a mansion for your mom.
Also,
what are you doing?
Also, I can't recall with whom he's having that conversation, but did you notice how the other guy interjected with like save, invest, and he was saying shit like flaunt and
I think it was whatever. Was it Ryan Clark's podcast?
Yeah, that sounds right.
It was his.
Sounds like something that would be discussed on an Aiden Ross, but
doesn't the average person these days. It's like the average solo person these days makes like around 70, 80 grand a year, and they still survive off of that. And you mean to tell me you can't survive? And he's talking about taxes and stuff. Even after taxes, you're still making at the bare minimum $4 million a year. You can't survive off that.
You can't make generational wealth off that. First off,
and the thing is,
you can't pass that shit down.
They provide you with opportunities to invest your money smartly. They give you a pension after you've been in 10 years in the league, so you get even more money.
And insurance. 5 years of insurance.
What is he talking about?
and by the way, at the same time, he's just talking about the contracts that he gets in the NFL. Have you seen OBJ's endorsement deals?
Yeah. Thank you. That's what I'm saying. On top of being one of the most marketable players in sports in the 2010s. Oh my God! Area.
Yeah.
God, idiot.
Like, yes, it is. To be fair, it is a short window of time, but it's like 9+ figures that you're being paid in that time. It's not like, or not 9 figures, like I guess 8 figures. Still,
regardless.
Yeah, it's like,
and
anyways.
Well, okay, wait. I'm just gonna quickly say this too. Aren't we kind of in a spot where, not to be political, but aren't we kind of in a spot where we want to tax the rich more because they know that they still have generational wealth, even if the more you tax them?
That's
essentially,
yeah, like,
yeah. I mean, that's a progressive tax system that every developed country has. So it's like,
OBJ does know that there's plenty of people in the United States who are 30, 40, 50 years old, who are parents, who they have a household of 4, they make $200,000 a year and they live comfortably. So him crying over millions of dollars makes no sense.
Because he's saying, "Oh, I want to flaunt and buy my mom a mansion and buy a Lamborghini."
Yeah, he wants to be an idiot.
Like, I don't need a Lambo to be happy.
A
Lambo's fun, but I can rent a Lambo for $100 and drive it for one day, and I'll be fine.
Look, buying your mom a house, that's very respectable. I like that.
but not a
Do you have to buy her a
mansion.
mansion though? Like, just just buy her a nice little Rambler, whatever. Like, like, I mean, not some shack, obviously, but
And oh my god, do you know like what's really bad about like him saying that too is like, listen, man, like I can tell like the second he said flaunt in that
Yep.
sentence, no matter what was gonna
Yeah.
follow after that, the second he said flaunt, I'm like, oh yeah, I also forget this is the guy that was on the damn party boat in that picture. So
The Giants have not had a winning season since the party boat
Yeah.
incident.
yeah, so you know,
other than the playoff year, but
Other than the playoff year, yeah.
yeah, well, like which was a complete like fluke.
which was what 9-8.
Yeah,
I think they
like,
went 10-7. I don't remember.
no, it was
either
9.
way, yeah.
It was
It was
9
9 wins. Oh
Yeah.
lord,
because they got in as the 7 seed. And
that's
and
right. They were the 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I just like it's the same thing like Adrian Peterson saying that like he's broke. My brother in Christ, you're a Hall of Fame running back. You made more money than God in your era. You can't be broke. There's no way. I mean, this is the same guy. Is this the same guy they got on video on picture riding an elephant? Like,
In Dubai, yeah.
wasn't that what Adrian Peterson did? And he's talking
Yeah,
about,
it was like a camel.
oh, I'm broke. Look at this picture. Look at this picture. Here's why
How do
you're
you
broke.
figure that happened?
Like,
Scoop, do you have any other thoughts on this?
I mean, it's again, like it, and I'm reminded of conversations that were had back in 2020, and I'm sure will be had again in after 2025, with regard to CBAs and things of that nature.
Yep. WNBA, CBA right
Well,
now.
I was-
with all the
well-
money stuff. MLB.
Yeah, well, that's where I was thinking MLB in particular, but you know, and it's just you really expect that you're going to get this rampant sympathy and like again in the context of certain sports and leagues being now more profitable than ever. I think most people would agree that players should, in accordance with that, get us a large, accordingly, get to share in that benefit. I think
Yes.
I think
Which is what the WNBA is denying their players right now. Just to quickly say that, stupid.
and but when you hear people basically make it sound like, and I can't remember who it was, there was somebody who I remember, I wasn't alive then, but I remember reading about somebody doing this in the 94-95 strike. I don't remember if it was Tom Glavine or who it was, but basically making comments, you know, about it. And I'm just thinking to myself, you are making more money in one season in which you're going to play maybe, especially if you're a starting pitcher, you're going to maybe play, 29 times? And that's on the high end.
Yeah, I was thinking like 30.
Yeah.
Like 30, 32.
Yeah.
I was thinking more than 30.
And that's on
so
the
yeah.
high end. And you're making more money in one season than most people will ever see in their life. And you expect that you're going to get this level of, you know, sympathy and like whatever, like it just because you are less, just because you're lower in that top echelon than the owner may be, that doesn't mean you're not still in that top echelon.
Like,
Yeah,
you know what
100%.
you know what it all boils down to for a lot of these guys that are crying, oh, I'm broke or whatever it is. You know, like hell, look at Mike Tyson going broke. He still ended up having a second win now, and he still makes a ton of money. Like you
I
can
didn't
go
even know.
broke and come back. So like the thing is too is like when people cry that they're broke, especially not people, when celebrities cry that they're broke, that's a you problem. That's lack of accountability. You're broke either, like you're broke either because you're not doing your job, or you're too much of a head case, or you don't like it's on you. Like you when you think about it this way, when you look at all the, especially athletes, not so much actors, but more so athletes, and because we're a football show, I'm focusing on athletes. So many of these players are given money, and especially even in college now, given a ton of money.
Oh, I quickly need to say this. Ohio, the state of Ohio, is going to have NIL for high school coming up very soon.
Like, which is
As well.
such a bad idea.
You say for high school?
But
yeah, Ohio.
that's-
Ohio's going to have high school NIL in I think it's next year.
there's no way. There's no way a 15-year-old should be considered the man or woman of their house, like in a normal setting.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
I don't
No.
want to sound disrespectful here, and I really hope that that's not how this comes across. But a lot of people go into playing sports and whatever to try and a lot of people from wherever they come from lower resource backgrounds, right?
That's where I was going.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which means, what does that mean in accordance? They probably haven't had, great education about certain things, or great, I don't want to say that training might not be the right word, but they might not have the greatest information about how to manage certain levels of, resources
Can I time you out
What
there?
I do?
Because this brings this no. This I just want to expand your point. You know what's missing in high school and college more than anything, or schooling in general? Financial literacy.
I had that. I had a class
That's
in
the
it
next
with
thing I was going to say.
school.
We
Yeah,
didn't.
it's
I
like-
had to
it's
sign
like
up. I had
completely
to
missing.
sign up for one in the summer. That was independent because it wasn't anything about that was at my school.
Which
Which is amazing.
And it's crazy how many schools don't offer that. But it's not even offer it. That should be mandatory. Mine was mandatory. You had to take it in high school.
We only had
yeah.
my issue is I only had one class, and I took it again in college because,
Yeah,
by the way,
it's not-
I took it.
it's
I took
crazy.
it again in college. You know why I took it again in college? Because the professors actually cared to teach you it. They
Yeah, we
actually
didn't-
really wanted you to learn it, and
I don't
that's why I
remember-
took it in college.
Yeah, I don't remember us having it in college. Well, Scoop might have because he's business.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
No, I did media and communications, and I'm not joking. I think it was my freshman or sophomore year. I decided to take a financial literacy class because I was like, dude, if I'm trying to make as much money as we all are for this show in the future, I need to know how to handle this shit.
Right.
I can't
But it's
just
like-
go around not knowing what the hell to do. And by the
Like,
way,
to me-
I still know
Right.
I'm not perfect at it. I don't retain a ton of it from that class, but I still know some of it from that class because I had a professor who cared.
Yeah.
I was in her
Yeah.
office
Yeah,
hours
and-
every day, guys. Every day because I wanted to learn it.
And also, hopefully, if it was a particularly quality course, hopefully they just gave you not just information to try and retain, but also active resources to go back to.
Oh my God. I still have this on my computer. I have a budget graph that they gave us.
That's fire.
To budget out every month. Literally. I think I still have it on my computer. I have it somewhere in my backlog.
Do you see how we're accountable for these things though? It's in the back of our minds. As a pro athlete, I don't care what background you really come from. If you're getting that much money, it starts with you. You have to be accountable. It's a lack of accountability to me that pisses me off with athletes because this is also why this is why I've said this on the show before 1,000 times, and this is why this saying will always ring true because it's true in sports, it's true in the world in general. That hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
Yeah.
And so you can have all the talent in the world, but if you're dumb as a sack of hammers, it's not going to matter. It's
that
Sack
is
hammers.
one simile I know that I have never
That's
heard
not true.
before.
that's an actual
Oh my
saying. That's an actual saying.
like
I've heard that before.
Yeah.
But
And by the way, I will also add this. It is also on you to have a good team around you. Have a good agent, have a good financial advisor. Sometimes they take advantage of you, and that is awful.
which is also why you got to know
beyond
what to
awful.
look for. It's also being street smart too. It's not just book smart, but street smart. You got to know what to look for in people.
Yeah.
If you sit there, my dad's friend told me something growing up right after my dad passed, but it's true, and I still remember it. This was 7 years ago, but I still think about it every so often. Where he says, "Show me your 5 friends, and I'll show you who you are."
Yeah, I've heard that.
And
Yeah.
and that's something that's like you are the company you keep. If you want to sit around and keep bad people around you and dumb people around you and this kind of stuff around you and don't have a desire to want to rise above it, you're not going to get anywhere. So
Yeah.
it's like it's the same with a pro athlete. I don't care that you're crying that you're broke, because either you're an idiot, the group around you is a bunch of idiots, or you are just not. You lack any kind of accountability and lack any redeeming qualities that make you.
In fact,
Like,
it's sorry.
No, go ahead. I was basically done.
Well, I was going to say, you and I probably, I obviously I remember because I'm going to say it, but you probably remember this too. Going back to kind of tie this back into football, but going back a little over a decade, the controversial decision made by Philly to part ways with Deshaun Jackson, what was a big thing at the center of that? The people that he kept around him.
Yeah, they said gang ties, which I don't know was ever confirmed, but I also don't doubt it either.
And I also would add that this wasn't well reported, but the people around him were a major reason behind the decision to not retain Robinson Cano for the Yankees either.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was true at the time. You know who else was dumb than what did you say? A stack of hammers, whatever you said. You know who else was this? Maybe the dumbest thing in football on a football field. DK Metcalf went up to a fan, and all he did was say his full name, basically.
Well, we don't
just
know.
to taunt him a little. Oh well, that's what he said.
Yeah,
that's what the fan said. But again. He went up to a fan and straight up punched him, Shane. Punched him. And I'm just gonna quickly say this, because I was kind of upset that Puka didn't get at least a 1-game suspension for his whole thing. Because I thought, okay, he needs some disciplinary action other than a fine. If this is not bare minimum,
what did Puka do?
The anti-Semitic or not the anti-Semitic like dance and stuff,
and calling out the refs
and calling out the refs and all that.
The dance thing still confuses me. I'm sorry.
He did a dance that was like really rude to Jews.
Well, no, I saw that. I just didn't realize I didn't know what the dance was. Like I saw the dance and I was like, what's wrong? Like I didn't.
I don't know the history behind the dance either.
I think I know, but I'll tell you off there.
Okay. So that he didn't get a suspension for, which I thought was nuts. And so I'm just going to quickly say this about DK. If he doesn't get not only the rest of the season, but at least 6 weeks for this, if not all of next season, I'm going to be really pissed off. I'm going to be incredibly pissed off. Too. Yeah.
Like ripped the guy's shirt and then basically jabbed him in the mouth.
No matter what, fans say dumb shit all the time. Okay, we're fans. We say dumb shit all the time. As a player,
get over it.
Not only that, but as a player, they showed like clips of Eagles players doing this, a bunch of other players, and especially the Eagles, because you know how Eagles fans are. Like, I think it was Brandon Graham or Fletcher Cox or something. He was trash talking a fan, but you know what he did? He stayed on his sideline. He pointed
I'll put my money on Brandon Graham all day.
Yeah. But really quick, he literally stood on his sideline. He pointed at the fan. He talked some trash to him, and he left.
Yeah.
No harm, no foul. Good interaction between two people.
But
no harm, no foul.
It's like once again, with your status as a pro athlete, with how much money you make, with all these different things, like cameras are always on you. It's like, listen, nobody has the right to disrespect you, but you've got to be the bigger person and just walk away. Just walk away. Like,
I'm still trying to figure out how that was disrespectful.
Me too, based on what the fan said. But again, we don't know if Brandon's right. We don't know if it's true or not.
Like, I doubt. I mean, given what we've heard fans say in the past, and then lie about it later or lie about it at the time, I doubt that's the only thing he said. But at the same time, but if more comes to light, then okay, punish the fan. But But
the fan is also going to get banned.
But there was crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy because there was people literally in that comment section all blaming the fan. Why are you not blaming the player for throwing a punch at the guy? He jabbed him in the mouth.
What were they? Back up. They were blaming the fan
because they said that the fan instigated it by heckling him, and then they said he must have said more than just what he said. And I'm like, well,
it doesn't matter. You're on the playing
How
surface.
soft are you that you're playing a football game where people are tackling each other 350 pounds over 325 pounds? You're playing a game where, like, it's like literally your body, your physicality is on the line. It's considered one of the most, if you want to say the word macho, whatever word you want to use, sports possible. And you're now sad and like, irritated or whatever, and calling out a fan because he, as far as we know, said the birth name of a wide receiver.
Of you.
Yeah,
I ate
because
the other day that wasn't that soft.
Yeah, because all the fans in the comments think they know more than the average bear because people want to be right, and they're like, oh, well, the fan must have said more, and I think so too. But that's not excusing what DK did. He grabbed the guy by the shirt and ripped it, and then jabbed him in the mouth afterwards.
He literally punched him in the mouth. The thing also, and Shane, I'll get to in a second. The thing that pissed me off most about this is in the 425 in the late window. You know what game was the most viewed in the late window? You know what most of the country had? Steelers-Lions. And
everybody knows.
Almost everyone saw it on live TV. Also, Red Zone. Also, social media, like, literally ran with this like a minute after it happened. Everyone flipping saw it. There's cameras everywhere, dude. Shane, I know you as a Seahawks fan were pretty happy when DK left, and a huge reason was because of this.
Yeah. I mean, he's got all the raw talent and size, speed, all that. But, I mean, it's just dude doesn't run routes well, and he's, to me, just based off, like, things that he said in interviews and podcasts and stuff, he seems lazy. Like, he doesn't really, work out or really push himself that much. And he's just a basket case. Like, dude's always, his whole career, he's always gotten in fights with people on the field, and now this, it's like,
ultimately it feels like a push from getting rid of George Pickens.
Oh,
yeah. No, I know. I mean, everybody was saying it was like, oh well, yeah, they got rid of that basket case Pickens, and they got DK. So and I know, and that's what I was saying all offseason. I was like, he's not any better. And everyone,
his hands are worse. So you're getting a guy that's literally a worse talent than George Pickens.
No, but I mean,
and we've seen that this year.
I mean, like mentally, he's just as big of a basket case as Pickens.
Like he's somewhere in between at this point, a very poor man's AJ Brown, and slightly better than Chase Claypool with all that size.
And by the way, may I add for Seattle, look at what JSN's doing this year. Did Seattle really need DK at all?
Absolutely. Yeah, but the guy couldn't catch a freaking 5-yard slant. Yeah, all right.
Well, I mean, yeah, look at JSN, look at Shaheed, look at AJ Barner. I mean, it's like they have plenty. Even Cooper Kupp. I mean, he's not what he was, but he's at least like a good veteran presence.
He's actually people for some reason have been talking about this, that Cooper Kupp's had a bad season. Seattle's using him exactly the right way, and he's been fantastic this year. He's actually been amazing.
He's your wide receiver.
He's a good role player.
He's a wide receiver. He's
their F.
Yeah, and he's been great. Like, what are we doing here?
Jason's the X. Shaheed's the Z, and
so he's your 3.
He's
He's
yeah,
like the
he's
slot
the F.
guy kind of.
But yeah, no. So, but yeah, and like, I don't know. It's I know this from experience because I've had kids on teams that I've coached that were difficult off the field. And they're not even bad kids. It's just they just had things that they struggled with, and that just made it more difficult. And like you always want to help them out, and it's like, okay, you still want them to give them the benefit of the doubt because maybe they're a really good player, or I mean, they are kids. It's like
It's high
they
school,
just need
exactly.
some different direction, right?
They need guidance.
They're like there was a kid last year who, he just didn't have a good attitude, whatever, and things would happen, and then it's like he's 16, he has a bad home life, and it's, he just needs direction. DK is what, 26, full-grown adult making millions of dollars. You can't behave. Come on. Like, it's, I don't know. It's just,
I will get extremely upset.
Worse, 28.
28.
There you go.
I
Yeah.
will get, like, as Brandon has keep repeating, he basically sucker punched a fan. And the fan should probably get banned too. I'm not denying that. He probably will.
Yeah.
He probably will, and he deserves to. But if DK doesn't get a year-long suspension for this upcoming season, I will be really upset. Because honestly, the NFL suspension system is obviously awful. We already know this. But that would be the icing on the cake for me. Like, I understand that with the Myles Garrett thing, he got suspended a year and it was assault and the police were involved, and I get that. But to me, this feels very similar. And I would argue it's even worse. It's not in the heat of a moment. It's not the heat of a football field. It's someone outside of those lines.
He punched a fan.
Yeah.
And even
a
if he
defenseless
missed,
fan.
and even if he missed, he still tried to punch him.
That's still battery, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't like if you look at it again, it wasn't like he tagged him hard, because the fan did pull away right before he was trying to pull away anyway. But like, I'm tired of people sticking up for athletes to the point of delusion. Stop defending these people. They're supposed to be accountable. They're on a higher level than we are. They're not absolved from blame. They're not absolved from criminal charges. None of that. Stop.
And by the way, the fan should file criminal charges. I'm just gonna straight up say that. Should absolutely file. If he said what he said is true, he should absolutely
DK
file.
had the guy by the shirt, and even the fan said he said DK ripped my shirt. He had him by the collar. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
And even if the NFL doesn't get involved as far as suspension, I mean, the Steelers themselves. If I'm Tomlin, I'd be like, you're benched. The rest of the year.
Tomlin doesn't play that either. So if he lets that go, I'm going to call him a coward on social media if I have to.
And Tomlin said in the post game presser, he basically said, I didn't see it, which is fair. He's focusing on a football game.
But when he sees it, you better.
But when
do
he
something
sees
about
it,
because Tomlin's MO is he doesn't play any crap. That's been his whole career. So if you don't play any crap, I understand you're chasing a division title, but you gotta do be the bigger person. It's bigger than that's bigger than football.
Yeah.
Come on.
Scoop, any final thoughts on that?
No, I mean it's isn't this mostly just common sense?
Yeah,
exactly. Thank you. That's a great way to end this.
It should be, but a lot of people don't see it that way, apparently.
Unbelievable. All right, let's do a positive thing before we get off air. Scoop's Christmas cheer. Scoop's holiday cheer. What do you have?
We went from fighting a fan to this. This is perfect.
Scoops holiday. We need some enjoyment. Scoops holiday cheer for a post credit scene. What do you have?
Yep. So this was from a few days ago. This was according to 6ABC, which is the ABC affiliate in Philadelphia. There's an individual by the name of Ryan Quigley who was a survivor of the horrific New Orleans truck attack last year. And he was, excuse me, sorry. So as a survivor of that, the NFL and the Philadelphia Eagles gifted him with a framed photo of Hurts and the Lombardi Trophy and a mounted Super Bowl ring that includes the Eagles rings on each side. So he.
Oh, that's amazing.
So again, I may come off as biased for sharing this, but I think that objectively, I think that we can all appreciate that for somebody as to go through something hopefully none of us will even ever be able to even comprehend what that was like. I think that this gesture by the team in the league was definitely something that, it was something that I appreciated at least seeing in the wake of traumatic doesn't even feel like the right word.
No, I don't think it's biased at all that it's your team. I think that's amazing.
Yeah. So
It's a really good one.
I saw that a couple days ago, and especially with Christmas is this week, and just kind of trying to find things. I mean, we all are inundated. Like if you watch the news or read the news or whatever, everything that you're going to be inundated with, it's going to be right in your face. It's going to be the doom stories. It's going to be the horrific, the war and carnage and one thing or another. And one thing I've been trying to do recently is I've been trying to be aware of the fact that just because they're not amplified doesn't mean that there aren't stories worth seeing that are positive. And I think that those are important to amplify. It doesn't mean to ignore or to forget about or to be naive to the things that are going on that are not positive. But I do think that sometimes people could use stories also to hold on to as well, because I think that it gets reassuring and refreshing to know that those stories do still exist.
Oh, absolutely, especially with the holiday season. Thank you for sharing that. Shane, have a great trip to Hawaii, my friend. Enjoy Hawaii over the next week.
Thank you.
You will not be here tomorrow prepping.
Oh, maybe I'll join from the beach or something.
Oh, but you should. You should, like last year. Yeah, you will not.
You have to ruin my year again. Thank you.
Shane will not be joining us tomorrow, obviously, because he's planning to get ready to go to Hawaii. Where are you in Maui? Where are you? What island are you going this year?
I'm going to an island. I'm not going to dox myself. What day are you guys doing a show next?
So Monday and
Sunday, right?
Sunday. And Sunday, yeah.
There's no Thursdays.
Right. So we're not only because it's Christmas, because these games on Thursday suck.
Yeah.
So there's no point in doing a show. Do you guys want to hear the greatest football stat in all of football stats before we go? I just saw this again and I started laughing. Garrett Wilson last caught a pass for the Jets on October 12th. He is still the Jets' leading receiver this season with 395 yards.
Oh my God. Wow.
All right.
Wow.
I will say, it doesn't sound like Aaron Glenn is at risk of losing his job, which I think is good. I think he's far from the top of the list of problems over there. But my goodness, I can think of so few organizations in the Big Four, forget just Major League Baseball. I mean, forget just NFL, that can't get out of their own damn way the way that the New York Jets can't.
I know. Isn't it crazy? Speaking of that, Monday Night Football, hey, your game next week is Falcons and Rams, which still should be fun. I know we can't flex games for the next week because obviously we're way past the deadline. It's supposed to be 2 weeks. But I wish Giants and Raiders could be flexed, man. Flex it to Sunday. Flex it somewhere to national TV. The battle for the number one pick. Who can lose the worst?
The tank bowl.
Not only that, this is the ultimate tank bowl. This is the
Can I just say something so
tank
funny about this? Because one, I'm curious how much either team will try to win this game. And two, you kind of, I mean, at least for the Giants, it's one thing because Jackson Dart is pretty entrenched over there. But
as he should be.
But for the Raiders side, it's like, okay, I'm basically playing in a game that could determine whether the Raiders replace me.
Yeah. By the way, it is a late window CBS game. Can we at least have Jim Nantz and Tony Romo do it?
Why the hell is that late window?
But because it's in Vegas.
Oh, that's why. I was going to say, Jesus, my God. Oh, Lord. Yeah.
Tony Romo has been awful this year, so hearing his commentary in that game would actually be great.
I've barely heard him all year, and that's bad because that means that they're not getting a lot of good games. Too.
He's been awful, genuinely awful. I'm just being real.
And once again, Tom Brady beats Tony Romo.
Yeah.
Just like old times.
He actually has had a good year. Yeah.
God.
I really enjoy it.
Also,
I enjoy when Brady calls games.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, my God.
Except yesterday, the Bears game, for some reason he was annoying my dad. And so my dad goes, he was like, "Who's this jack off talking?" And, and my mom goes, "Yeah, who is this?" And I said, Tom Brady. They were like, "Oh."
What annoyed him so much, though?
I don't know.
His voice inflection?
He's just an angry boomer, you know.
I mean, I will say, like, I made a comment earlier during I'm pretty sure it was the Bills game. I think it might have been to y'all, and I made a comment about how they were just frothing at the mouth over Josh Allen, and one of y'all was like, "That's Iron Eagle and it's Iron Eagle and
JJ
Watt."
No, it's Iron Eagle and JJ Watt, who's been amazing all year.
I don't give a damn who it is. It's annoying.
See, I love I keep standing bad about Iron Eagle. That's my guy. So.
Ravens running back touches in the fourth quarter. Mitchell 2, Ali 1, Derrick Henry 0. Of course, because he fumbles the ball too much.
Well, they don't. That's what I was thinking. I mean, it's like they've just got like Halloween was 2 months ago, and they're still just littered with Butterfingers in their backfield.
But it's funny how they don't want the running backs to fumble the ball. So your alternative is to throw the ball to Zay Flowers, who has the worst case of fumbleitis on the team. Fantastic.
DeAndre Hopkins officially has one of the greatest two hands I've ever seen in NFL history.
Huh?
I'm being honest. The way this guy catches a football is the most amazing thing. One of the most amazing things since Calvin Johnson. The dude can catch anything.
I mean, have you watched DeAndre Hopkins' career?
I know, but the guy is old, and he's still he's way past his prime. And the dude can still make some of the most ridiculous catches.
The hands don't.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I was like, the hands aren't something that I mean, maybe eye-hand coordination a little bit, but your hands are not something that's going to just it's not like speed where it's it withers with age.
My favorite thing.
I can honestly. Sorry.
No, go ahead, Shane.
I was just gonna say, I can honestly say, in all my years of playing and coaching, your ability to catch a football is 75% mental.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And not even like knowing how to. No, it's just like I'm catching this. You know what I mean? But if it comes at you and you're like, "Oh, I hope I catch this," you're probably not going to. You know?
Yeah. Why do you think DK didn't catch that ball the minute after he punched the fan?
Jalen Reagor. God, I love it. I still, you want to watch the worst attempt to catch a football ever? Watch Jalen Reagor close his eyes every time the ball comes his way. In Philadelphia, he closes his eyes after every ball that came his way.
He's still in the league, isn't he? He's a practice squad player somewhere.
How. I don't know how.
The other name that I would have put out there is J.J. Arcega-Whiteside.
Oh, J.J. Arcega. What a name.
I mean, listen, though. At least, you know what, though? At least he did something. At least he was a great blocking receiver because he was just massive. But he did nothing else.
I'm surprised because we had a debate a few weeks ago. Not a debate, but a discussion on, I think it was on this show a few weeks ago. And you put Dorial Green-Beckham worse than Jalen Reagor.
Oh, I put him up there at the same.
Dorial Green-Beckham.
DGB had size and couldn't catch for shit either. Like, my God, man, you're 6'5", 240, and you can't catch anything?
And then I also mentioned Kelvin Benjamin, by the way.
Yeah, one Popeye's biscuit away from being a tight end, yeah.
And then he was a tight end for a year. My favorite thing about DeAndre Hopkins, which I've said in previous iterations of the show, but not this version of the show, DeAndre Hopkins in 2023 was taking virtual classes at Clemson to complete his degree. He's like in the middle of the facility taking online classes. Like, it was amazing. And my favorite thing is what his degree was. Do you guys remember what he graduated?
No.
What his major was?
No. Don't remember.
Do you guys want to guess what it was?
What are we talking about again?
No, just tell me.
DeAndre Hopkins at Clemson.
IT management.
No, not even close. This is the weirdest major.
Poetry?
No, I wish. This is the weirdest major in the history of majors, except Seton Hall, which they don't have a major, but they should for
it's not a
what
major.
was it?
It's just a scuba diving class. Not
It
a
should
major.
be major. That'd be awesome. Okay, here's was his major: Parks, Recreation, and Tourism Management.
What the?
Could you
So he's
imagine?
going to be a park ranger?
I was going to say, can you imagine Park Ranger DeAndre Hopkins coming to greet you?
So
my
here's the actual story of why this was his degree, which I think is somewhat funnier. Not the first part, obviously. He re-enrolled because he had a promise to his mother and his late father that he would graduate. Wonderful, great stuff. Love that. He aimed to use his degree to learn about managing facilities and putting on music festivals, aligning with his interest in country music and nonprofit work. He wants to do music festivals.
I did not know he was a country music fan.
That came out of nowhere.
Somehow that doesn't surprise me at all.
Also, wait.
Should we go to a DeAndre Hopkins music festival?
I absolutely would.
Also, I mean, I assume you guys know the Sabrina Greenlee story.
No, what?
His mother.
Who?
Oh yeah.
Yes, I do know about his mother.
Right?
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
I do know about that. There were so many beautiful moments between the two of them during games when he was in Houston. Oh my God, and Arizona. But yeah, Parks, Recreation, and Tourism Management. The most insane major an NFL player has ever done.
Why did I not realize that 2 years ago he had 1,000-yard season for Tennessee?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Where was I during 2023?
While he was taking classes.
How do you have 1,000? Who the hell? Who has 1,000-yard season for Tennessee?
Who's the quarterback in 2023 for the Titans?
pretty sure that
was it Tannehill?
I'm pretty sure that was still Tannehill.
Was it?
I have to look. I have to look.
No, that was Levis.
No, it was Levis.
Right? It was also the last year they had Derrick Henry.
No way, it was Levis.
It was on as their final roster. Levis was first, Tannehill was second, Malik Willis was third.
Oh my God!
I forgot that was also Malik Willis was also there.
How the hell with those three quarterbacks? How the hell did DeAndre Hopkins have 1,000-yard season?
Who are the other receivers on that roster? Traylon Burks, Hop, Chris Moore, Kyle Phillips, Mason Kersey, and Okonkwo.
Oh my God!
So yeah, of course he got 1,000
Wasn't
yards.
Julio Jones there, or was this after Julio Jones?
No, this was after Julio.
So no wonder he had 1,000 yards. They're just F it. DeAndre Hopkins down there somewhere. Like,
And also,
like,
who else are we throwing the ball to?
that's what I'm saying. That's the whole purpose of that. Like,
You know what makes the season extra special? After this season on Black Monday, the Titans fired Rabel. This was the year they fired him.
So
After going 6-11.
so was 22 or 21 the year that they were the 1 seed?
It was 21, I
Okay.
think.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, man! I can't believe that. I remember him. I remember we
Yeah,
were making
21.
fun calling Tennessee a retirement home, and
It
yet,
still is.
yeah, but how the hell did he get 1,000 yards? I still can't.
Because he
'Cause he's
wasn't
still
in a
DeAndre
retirement
Hopkins.
home because he's still DeAndre Hopkins. Hell, he's with the Ravens and he's still balling.
Yeah, but like it's the 1,000 yard season he's had in the last 4 years. Like 21, no, hurt. 22, hurt. 2023, all of a sudden his magical resurgence. He never got hurt all year, and then since then split time in 24, but still hurt. And then this year hurt and old.
I mean, he was in the AFC South. Nobody can tackle in the AFC South either.
That's also at that point too. Back then, no.
Here's the crazy part. This is on Wikipedia, which I trust. I trust Wikipedia for this stuff. The Titans in 2023 would lose many close games that year, with 7 out of their 11 losses being decided by 8 points or less. They also lost 5 of their games by a combined 14 points.
That's brutal.
Yeah, and somehow it's Mike Vrabel's fault, right? Not the fact that the roster sucked. Yeah, okay.
It was easily more John Robinson's fault.
Yeah. God, man.
Oh my god.
I can't think of we talk about we use that phrase their downfall needs to be studied. I can't think of an organization whose downfall needs to be studied more than the Tennessee Titans. Going from the freaking number 1 seed to not only falling off, but actively perpetrating your own fall off.
And being the number 1 overall pick, 2 years later.
They didn't
And
have
trading-
to fire
and trading
Vrabel. They didn't
A.J.
have
Brown.
to get rid of Tannehill. They didn't have to trade A.J. Brown. Thank you for doing so, although I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, Tannehill, he was on his last legs anyway by that point. But
Derrick kept Derrick Henry. Didn't keep Derrick Henry.
Yep.
they should have.
I mean, has any quarterback since Ryan Tannehill been decidedly better than Tannehill was?
No.
I think Cam Ward has had an okay year,
He can be, but
I can't evaluate Cam Ward when that offensive line is that fucking awful. What else was I gonna say about that team? I think the best story about the Titans this year, other than Cam Ward having a pretty okay season, just as a whole, not statistically wise, just from what I've seen, he's been okay. Tyler Lockett requested a release to go to a contender and decides, hey, let me go back with Pete Carroll in Vegas and also just consistently get hurt for some reason.
and then flop like LeBron James because Cooper DeJean pushed him. Let me fall over. Yeah, okay, bro. Retire.
All right. Tomorrow, we're doing Stranger Than Fiction, which I'm very excited for.
Mm-hmm.
Shane will give me his Cliff Notes, as he did that one week.
Yes.
So I'm very excited for that tomorrow. As well as we get to talk about 67, 68, 69, 72, 82-year-old Phillip Rivers, however old this man
I was
is.
trying to figure out where you were going with that.
Yeah, I had no idea where that was going as you were counting up.
But Phillip Rivers on national TV, so we'll enjoy that tomorrow. Anything else before we go, folks?
I don't think so.
Oh,
All right.
jinx. Damn it.
All right. Well, we'll see you all tomorrow. For Shane, have a wonderful trip. For
Thank you.
Scoop, for
Safe
Brandon.
travels.
Also, Scoop, have a wonderful trip. You're also headed to Cooperstown as well.
Yeah, not
very exciting.
not until Wednesday, but yes.
Yeah. So that's all. Are you actually going to go to the Baseball Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
You going to go? Awesome. I'm. Ask the commissioner of the BBWA to put a steroid hall in there.
No, for real.
While you're
But
there.
it's I made this comment I can't remember what group chat it was in. So if any of you are hearing this for the second time, my apologies. But one of the things I'm most excited about last year, because I went last off season, and there's this one part where it's like through the eras of the game or whatever they call it, and everywhere I went in that one part that was like the modern day, they're just replaying 2024 World Series like clips over and over and over, and of course they're all the freaking Dodgers scoring.
Oh, God.
And I was like, this is sadistic. So I am very happy that I'll be able to go this year and be able to enjoy it without having horrifying reminders of Game 5.
Yeah.
Cooperstown is fun, though. I recommend that for not just for baseball fans, for any sports fan. Cooperstown is fun. It really
I've
is.
never been.
Some of it even just for American history purposes.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
It's also just gorgeous.
Yeah, it is.
I'm saying this in the context of baseball, but it's also what I've heard. What's really cool about the Baseball Hall of Fame is they talk about the Negro Leagues.
That's part of what I meant about American history. Yeah.
Yeah, like the Negro Leagues are such an amazing part of baseball and American history.
Yeah.
Like it's so cool to deep dive for those. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace out, everybody.
See ya.
See you, everybody.
Peace.